I'm Chloe, and I am currently in Mamma Mia in the West End, and I play Ali, which is Sophie's best friend. And I also cover Tanya, which is great fun. I say to get to this point, I graduated drama school in 2018. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And then from there, I've just been very lucky that I've worked and I've done a variety of um, shows, mainly musicals, but yeah, I've done UK tours. This is my second West End job, and I've done a play. So yeah, and this is where we landed.
And then scroll back. What was your kind of first encounter with Mamma Mia? When did that happen for you?
So my first time I did Mamma Mia was back in 2021. I auditioned for the tour. And then yeah, it was an 18-month contract because we were just coming out of COVID. So it was COVID times. It was really weird. And we did an outdoor production of it at Harewood House. It was called Mamma Mia Under the Stars. It was amazing. It was a really cool experience. And we did that over the summer. And then we went to Dubai and then we had some time off. We had like 3 months off over the Christmas period, and then we were back on a UK tour from January 2022.
And then what's it like joining the show that has been running for like nearly 20 years before you have joined it?
Do you know what? There is something special about joining a show like this because it's a very well-oiled machine, but there's a reason why it's there and it's been going for all these years. It's because people love it. It's such a joyous show. I mean, I love it. Well, I guess I'd have to if I was going back to
Yeah.
do it again. People always asking me, am I not sick of hearing the songs? And I'm like, no, I mean, I love ABBA and they're hit songs for a reason. Um, and yeah, there's something special about joining a show that has been going for a long time because I feel like it is like a massive family. They always say once you join Mamma Mia, you never really leave, which I guess is kind of true. Um, and yeah, it is special to perform night after night, singing these legendary songs to audiences that maybe have seen it before, or maybe it's their first time ever. Yeah, it's really special and unique.
And what kind of the most aspect of the show that resonates with you the deepest? Is it the kind of music? Is it the kind of family aspect, as you say?
Oh, yeah. For me personally, I would probably say the family aspect because Donna and Sophie remind me of me and my mum so much because it's just me and my mum. Unfortunately, my dad passed away when I was young, and I'm an only child, so we're really, really close. And I guess that story arc I can relate to, especially when Slipping plays. Every time my mum comes and watches the show, she's in tears.
Yeah.
And I remember the first time I watched it in rehearsals, and it got to Slipping, and I was like, oh, so close to home. Um, so yeah, I'd say for the story for me, and it's a funny story as well. There's a lot of heart, and it's also it's not just obviously about Sophie and her mum and Sophie finding her dad, but there's a great story about friendship with the Dynamos, and even with Sophie and Ali and Lisa. There's something about that about womanhood, and it's I love it. It's great.
I know you kind of touched on that you have done the show previously, but do you approach it
Yeah.
any differently this time when you're coming into the West End doing it?
Absolutely. I mean, I had an advantage. I already like obviously knew the lyrics, but this
Yeah.
time round I was in a completely different harmony and I was learning obviously different things for Tanya. And yeah, I treated it as a brand new project because it is. It was a brand new team. Yes, there was a lot actually returning from the tour that I was in coming to join me, a lot of people, but still majority were brand new. And also being in the West End is completely different to being on tour. Um, and yeah, I just wanted to come into it kind of with a fresh ear and a fresh eyes, but with kind of a little warm hug of familiarity with it.
And as you touched on a minute ago, then just kind of the friendship you have with like Sophie and Lisa, how does that kind of
Yeah,
play out? Because you've got like a trio of you together, which must be
yeah,
such a nice thing when you're on stage.
yeah. Oh, absolutely. We always say it's such a shame that Ali and Lisa only we have that moment with Sophie right at the beginning because then the next time we're all together is actually in the wedding when we walk down the aisle with her. Um, and yeah, we love it. We always want to, I guess because it is the opening number of the show and it has to be on such an energy and such a high. And genuinely, the three of us have such a lovely friendship and a strong friendship. Us three all share a dressing room as well. Um, and yeah, every night we always just try and bring that excitement that you would feel when you haven't seen your friends for ages. And especially when there is a big event, there is that excitement of like, oh, this is something new and crazy, but also that nice familiarity of like, it feels like home when it's close friends.
And obviously, I was scrolling through your Instagram earlier, and obviously you
Yeah.
posted about when you did kind of swing on as Tanya kind of halfway through the show. What's that like when you are in the show, then suddenly you played a different
You're
character
on.
second half.
Yeah, it was a crazy experience, especially because I'm the fourth cover. So it's technically never really meant to happen. And
Yeah.
it hadn't happened for 18 years and it's never happened in that theatre. And yeah, it was just before we were going on for Lay All Your Love. So all the ladies, like we all line up at the side of stage with all our props. And the stage manager came over to me and like pulled me to a side and was just like, Chloe, we've had an injury. Are you able to go with Tanya? And I was just like, yeah. And I think I was so calm. And everyone kept saying this to me. They were like, Chloe, you can't get over how calm you were. And I think it was because like in my head, I was like, I can either panic and the show goes on, or I remain really calm and the show goes on. Either way, the show's happening. So I think it was in a moment in history and it was amazing. And I think it was just funny because the whole time I was thinking the audience had seen me going from being Sophie's best friend to now playing Donna's best friend. Um, and everybody in the cast is so supportive, and I just it felt like a real team moment. Everyone was there, and I just had to go from playing a girl to a woman, really, like that.
Yeah. I
Which
suppose
was
it's like
great fun.
fight or flight, isn't it? Really, you have to kind of you're in the moment. You've got to do
Yeah,
it, whatever happens.
yeah, you just got to get on with it because the show will go on regardless if you're panicking or if you're not.
And this is a sort of deeper question, I suppose,
Mm,
into Ali's mind. What do you think she
yeah.
really thinks when Sophie finds this diary and she's flicking through it, and then she goes on this quest to find her father?
Good question. I think Ali particularly is a bit more cautious. She's excited for Sophie, but she's also like, "Oh, are you sure? How's your mum going to react? This is a big thing. Also, this is your wedding day. Are you sure you want these three strangers you have no idea turning up on one of the biggest events in your life?" And she's definitely is. I think she's the one who asked the most questions in the opening number, being like, "Oh, okay, girl, if you're sure, we'll be there to support you, but think about it." But I guess they go along with the ride.
Yeah, yeah. And then for you, how do you prepare for a performance, saying like the hour before the show? What's your kind of technique to get into the show?
So in our dressing room, I've got like a little orange speaker. So I always put music on and I always say to the girls, like, what we feeling? What's the vibe? I think we always have some sort of background noise just for us to like get in the zone.
Yeah.
I always make a cup of tea, always. That's like my thing whilst in the half. And I normally have a few chocolate digestive biscuits.
Yeah, of course.
And we all just kind of have a little chit chat, or if we're silent, we're listening to the music. And then when we get beginners, we all kind of like jump up, grab a Jakeman's, and kind of run down the stairs, being like, "Let's go, let's go, let's go on holiday," kind of vibe.
Yeah, yeah. And then how do you maintain that? Kind of obviously, you've just come through that busy Christmas period, but how do you kind of
Yeah.
maintain the kind of 8 shows a week mentality?
I guess it's just part of the job. It just comes with it, you know. It's you're going to be doing 8 shows a week. You know it can be tough regardless of what's going on in your personal life. Um, and I don't really know. I think you just got to get on with it. That's my thing. Obviously, everyone gets really tired and stuff happens and life happens, but it is what it is. And every show is different. You know, even on 2 show days, the matinee can be completely different to the evening. And it's down to us as the performer. It's our job to make sure that we give the same show every performance for the paying audience.
And how much does that kind of audience not change a show, but like obviously, I guess you have atmospheres that are kind of raucous
Yeah,
and kind of
yeah,
atmospheres that are kind of quieter. How does that kind of change for you?
yeah. It definitely gives when the audience are on our side and they're responding really well and cheering and clapping or laughing or whatever. It definitely gives us that little bit of like, oh, they're with us. They're that boost, I guess. But even when the audience, we've had audiences that are a little bit flat or maybe be really quiet because they are just really listening, we still give the same performance because it's just, again,
Yeah,
it's just what we got to do. It just feels nice. Like we come off stage, especially after Honey Honey, we kind of know where the audience are at with Honey Honey, and we come off stage if you have a good audience. Like we had a great audience last night, and we're like, oh, that's a great audience. They're with us. They're good. And sometimes we've come off and we're like, yeah, they
yeah,
hate us. They
yeah,
don't. They
yeah,
don't. They don't want us. They don't want to be here, which is a lie. Of course, they want to be there.
yeah, yeah.
But we don't let it affect us. It just is what it is. It just feels nice when we know they're on our side.
Yeah, of course. And then if you could turn the tables and ask Ali a question about her life, what would you want to
Mm-hmm.
ask her?
Oh, I think I just ask her what she want to do after the holiday, after the wedding. Um, if I know Sophie and Sky, they're going traveling, that maybe she want to go and join them with Lisa. That might be quite fun because I feel like they're quite adventurous and want to travel. Yeah, that's probably what I'd be thinking.
I feel like Mamma Mia like 3 needs to be like Ali and Lisa's story because I feel like you don't really get
Yeah,
much of a what their
you
lives are.
don't. We get them in the beginning, and then obviously in the wedding, and that's it really. And I think there's something. I think that the story's so focused on the Dynamo's friendship. It'd be quite nice, especially if Mamma Mia 3,
Yeah,
there was a development with Ali and Lisa and Sophie, just to see it become like the Dynamos as well.
yeah, yeah. How it happened and everything. That'd be
Yeah.
interesting. If you could then take one of your previous characters that you've played to see Mamma Mia, which one would you pick to take with you?
Oh, who would I take? I'm just trying to think what characters, what shows. Oh, this is such a difficult question. Oh, going through the CV now. Do you know what? I've played Cinderella a couple of times for Pantos. I'd probably take Cinderella.
Yeah,
I feel like she
solid.
deserves a good ABBA night out.
Yeah, she'd have a great time as well.
Yeah,
And as you say, touching on your like CV, you've done shows like Lamb's Family, Winnie the Pooh,
yeah,
Avenue Q, Beautiful. How
yeah.
do you kind of reflect on the journey to where you are right now?
Oh gosh, yeah. I feel like every single show that I've done, apart obviously I've done my Mia twice, has been very different, and required different skills. And I'm just grateful. I'm grateful I've had these experiences, these different types of shows, genres of shows. Um, and I think it definitely has shaped me into the actor that I am today, and pushing me forwards to the next projects that I want to achieve.
And I would say Winnie the Pooh was iconic. Put it out there, you know,
Oh,
so good.
yeah. It was so cute. So cute.
It was so bizarre because I came with like two friends and we were like the only ones that are like in our 20s and 30s that had no kids
Yeah.
with us, just and like in the Riverside studios, just like
Yeah. Yeah. But you know what? You wasn't alone. I think we had a lot of adults. Well, again, because Winnie the Pooh is 100 years old.
yeah,
So we had a whole range of people coming to see the show. And there would be people who were adults coming on their own with friends and like loving it as much as, the child or the grandma or whoever came to watch it. Um, and that was kind of special in itself.
yeah, it was probably like a magic little show. And
Yeah.
then for you, scrolling back again, what was the first piece of theatre that had that kind of big impact on your life that you thought, this is for me?
Oh, We Will Rock You, 110%. I went and saw that in the Dominion Theatre and I went, this is what I want to do. This is
Yeah.
it. I love the energy. I mean, I was a massive fan of Queen. But yeah, the energy, the vocals, I loved it so much. I always came out of that show like buzzing and I was like, this is it.
This may follow in then. If you could take 3 musical theatre soundtracks on a desert island with you, what 3 would you
Hmm.
take with you?
Okay, Waitress,
Yep, strong.
Miss Saigon, Waitress, Miss Saigon, and this one's a bit rogue, but I love it. At 9 to 5.
Yep, that's strong.
Yeah, those three, I think.
Nice little mix.
Yeah.
And then scrolling then, what kind of I also found your old YouTube channel from like you when you were a child, which is still out there.
Oh my God, I forgot I even had them.
Yeah, it's still out there.
Oh gosh.
But yeah, because there's a song called Inspiration on there. So
Yes.
simply, what keeps you inspired?
Oh. Do you know what? I think what keeps me inspired is being a creative person in a world that needs creativity, especially at the moment. We live in a difficult world, no matter where you live. And there's something about live theatre and being creative that just brings, I don't know, it brings joy to others, but also it's a time of like reflection and a time to switch off because we're constantly on our phones. We're constantly, especially living in London, it's just go, 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 go. And I think what keeps me inspired is that I'm grateful that I am a creative person and to being an artist and I enjoy doing that and I can't imagine doing anything else. I mean, I'm sure there are other things I could do,
Yeah,
but there's something about having that, especially while I'm young and I'm still able-bodied to do stuff. I just want to keep inspiring and giving people hope and joy, really, in a time where it's so concentrated to be on your phones or singular, really.
Hard
Yeah.
agree. Final question for this chat. Go for the big
Mhm.
sell. Why should anyone who hasn't ever seen Mamma Mia come and see Mamma Mia?
Because it's joy. Like I guess going
Mm.
from before, it's just pure fun. It's not an in-depth musical where you have to story-wise, we're finding out who Sophie's dad is. And yes, there's other layers to it, but it's a simple story to follow, which I think is beautiful. It's fun, and ABBA is amazing. They're such bobs, and to see it and to hear the songs sung in a way that's through storytelling is magical. And at the end, it's a massive party. So you leave on a high, even if you particularly maybe haven't enjoyed the show or don't really care. At the end, you're going to be like, woo!
Agree. It's one of them shows I don't think you can leave not enjoying it. It's just,
Yeah, unless you hate ABBA, then I'm like, well, why
yeah,
would you be coming?
yeah. Why would you be
But
there? But
yeah,
no, hard agree. Thank you so much,
yeah,
Chloe, for your
no,
time. Just leaves me to say that the show continues at the Novello Theatre. It's going to run forever, so
yes, forever and ever.
it probably will, which is great.
Yeah.